What did the quiet kid do that made everyone cry? You probably don't even remember Harvey. That's the whole point. While the rest of us were trying to figure out who we were, Harvey had already mastered the art of not being anyone at all. I sat 2 seats away from him for 3 years before I learned his last name. The yearbook committee literally had to hunt through enrollment records to confirm he existed when they realized they didn't have a single photo of him. Harvey moved through our school like a ghost who paid tuition. Teachers would scan the classroom, their eyes sliding right past him like he was furniture. He'd mastered this way of sitting that made him blend into walls. Not slouching exactly, just positioned so your brain didn't register a person was there. He chose seats near heating vents because the white noise swallowed any sound he might accidentally make. Even his footsteps were silent. Kids joked that he didn't walk, but actually levitated slightly above the floor. The strange part was, everyone just accepted it. Even kids who picked on everyone else left Harvey completely alone. I remember this one time in history class, we had to do presentations about World War II. Harvey gets up there and just starts clicking through his slides. No words, just pointing at bullet points with a laser pointer while we all read them ourselves. The teacher waited for him to speak. We all waited. After 3 minutes of silence, she just said, "Thank you, Harvey," and gave him a B. That was Harvey's thing. He existed without existing. He made being invisible look easy. Then the senior talent show in May changed everything we thought we knew. The auditorium was packed with parents filming everything on their phones. We had already endured the usual parade of mediocre performances. The dance team had done their routine, and some girl had attempted ventriloquism badly. Then the stage went completely dark without warning. A single spotlight clicked on, and Harvey walked out from behind the curtain. Nobody recognized him at first because he was wearing an actual suit. His usual hoodie that covered his face was gone completely. He sat down at the piano, and the whole room became uncomfortable immediately. People started whispering to each other, asking if this was real. Was Harvey actually going to perform something? Then his fingers touched the keys and started moving like water flowing. Before anyone could process what was happening, he opened his mouth to sing. The voice that came out didn't match anything we expected from him. It was pure and clear and filled with more emotion than seemed possible. Mothers in the audience started reaching for tissues as he sang "The Way You Look Tonight." He wasn't just singing the words, but pouring his entire soul through them. Tears were streaming down his face, but his voice never shook or wavered. Those 3 minutes felt like they lasted forever and ended too soon simultaneously. The auditorium stayed dead silent for 5 seconds before exploding into applause. Harvey stood up from the piano and took a small bow. Then he walked off the stage and disappeared into the darkness again. The whole thing felt like we had imagined it almost immediately. The video spread through our school like wildfire within hours. Everyone had theories about what had just happened to Quiet Harvey. Some said he had hidden talent, and others suspected an elaborate prank. But then certain details started emerging from unexpected places around town. Our janitor mentioned that Harvey left early every Thursday for 3 years straight. He said Harvey's grandfather picked him up, but the grandfather looked too young. Someone's mom, who volunteered at a nursing home, recognized Harvey immediately from the video. She said Harvey came every week without fail for years. The residents there called him the Angel Boy because he knew all their favorite old songs. That's when we learned the truth that broke everyone's heart completely. Harvey's grandmother had raised him alone after his parents died when he was 5. She developed dementia during his freshman year and slowly forgot everything. By sophomore year, she couldn't remember her own name most days. She forgot her children and her deceased husband and everything else. Except when Harvey sang those old standards she had loved her whole life. When he performed those songs, her eyes would suddenly clear like fog lifting. She would call him "my sweet Harvey" and tell him stories about his parents. She would hold his hands and they would sing together like nothing was wrong. For those few minutes every single week, she remembered him perfectly. It was the only time she knew who he was anymore. She passed away the morning of the talent show at sunrise. Harvey had sung to her one last time as she slipped away peacefully.